hiring people that are neurodiverse is going to be imperative. Not including people that are neurodivergent in our company takes out a whole line of thought that we're going to need to continue to innovate.
I remember the day that it really hit me that we just have to think about the whole thing differently.
Students complete their formal education, and many of them set off for college with the expectation that what follows is they will be launching their lives. And critical to that is their employment journey. But how is this employment journey different for students with disabilities or who might be neurodivergent? Individuals with disabilities or who are neurodivergent often experience a different path when they're seeking employment, and it's not because they're not qualified and talented, but because employment systems are designed for what's typical. So what do? We tell these individuals to look for inclusive employers, accessible processes. But do we even know what that means? So this video is about step one. It's about building a shared understanding of what good looks like when it comes to inclusive employment. I want to take a moment and thank the AHEAD organization for their collaboration with the University of Connecticut and the Wells Fargo Center for Neurodiversity and Inclusive Employment in creating this video.
I don't believe that right now there is this shared universal definition of what inclusive employment looks like on all fronts. There still is this level of confusion, I think, that exists for students or for the disability service professional as to what that support is going to look like as students make that transition.
Being neurodivergent made it extremely challenging for me to navigate the traditional jobs-based process. After graduating university, I was not able to have a single traditional interview through well over 100 applications.
I didn't really believe that they would actually accept someone with a disability because on many of the online animation job applications I filled out, most of them had boxes stating, do you or do you not have a disability? And that kind of worried me.
There has been a recognition of the need for more individualized and nuanced support, especially for students who are, neurodivergent or with students with disabilities.
Inclusive employment isn't a mindset you just declare. It shows up in how an organization actually behaves, in its operational systems and its practices, where it looks for talent, how it evaluates those people, how it welcomes them and supports them, and really about education throughout your workforce.
We know we have people that are neurodivergent that work at Worldwide, so let's put something formal in place to hire, retain, and progress those employees.
Employers across the country are putting these practices into place in different ways, at different stages. And when you look at the whole picture, you start to see what good actually looks like.
As part of bringing in some of the top talent into our early careers programs, we need to position ourselves in a way that we are an inclusive employer and we are attracting the talent that is going to make our organization better and meeting people where they are.
I basically have two frames of time in college, the before and the after, of what my GPA looked like, where I was not able to receive accommodations. If employers do not understand the dynamics of why it took you longer to graduate university, they may see it as irregular to the point where your application will not be considered past the resume parser phase.
After I graduated college, I tried looking for jobs in the animation industry, which is the field I graduated in with a Bachelor in Fine Arts. And so I've been trying to apply for jobs online at different animation companies, but none of them were responding to me.
Job descriptions are really important. They are basically the only piece of information that a candidate has when they're determining whether or not they're going to apply for a position. And so it's very important that those job descriptions are accurate, easily accessible, and don't indicate skills or qualifications or knowledge that can be trained on the job, but rather truly reflect what are the prerequisite criteria that someone must have to be successful in a given role.
They say, we want experience, but you don't know how to get the experience. And it's very confusing, and it makes you feel, like, oh my God, how do I get out of this? What do I have? How can I get what they're looking for if nobody will give it to me?
too many skills or qualifications, that can be a deterrent as well, because if a neurodivergent candidate doesn't feel that they meet every single one, or even 75%, they may not apply, when in reality, your applicant pool mostly maybe only meets 20%, so you might have lost out on a really solid candidate because of the high bar that you're setting in your job description.
That's why I think collaboration between disability services and career services is so important and so valuable, because I think we each have our own area of expertise that we bring into this piece of the puzzle that will then support students and support the employer.
What's really worked well is that disability services can recruit students who qualify for certain initiatives and programs. And on the other side, career services really work with students on things like mock interviews, resume readiness.
It's creating credibility in your communities and where you recruit from. That's really what helps. And does that happen overnight? No.
Across industries, employers are discovering the same thing. Inclusion breaks down long before day one when a candidate starts a job. It starts when companies don't review a resume or an applicant with the possible context of disability having framed that person's journey. Maybe there's gaps in the resume. It's about who hears about the opportunity, how they're evaluated, and whether their real skills come out in the existing hiring process.
The one thing that I think we've done that's good is that we interview differently. We try to make it more about experiential interviews.
When we think about the hiring process in the first interview, a traditional hiring process typically may have behavioral style questions. Those are the tell me about a time when and give me an example of types of questions. And those questions can be very daunting to someone that requires a little bit of time to think through their responses.
The assessment process becomes more inclusive when it focuses on the day-to-day work the person will be doing in their role, not their performance in the interview or their networking conversation at a job fair.
So I experienced a neurodiversity hiring program, which was the first and at this point, only time where I was able to have an interview process that proved to be successful. I was also able to experience, and this is a very critical portion of it, a individualized skills showcase.
They were just very impressed, and they thought my talent could offer something unique to the company.
Thinking about it differently, how do you interview, how do you get people into situations where you can actually see how they perform, how they think, and how they interact? Really important.
Onboarding is the first real exposure an employee has to their new workplace environment. It is essential that its process has more hands-on guidance from a real employee who has been through the process themselves and understands what questions or concerns may arise.
Students have often had academic accommodations, maybe for much of their life, but the workplace setting is so different that they may not know what to expect or even what to request when it comes to job accommodations.
What are the norms in this office? You're in a new job. All companies have different kind of norms. What are those here at this place for this team?
I was, a little bit nervous going in because I'm an animation guy. I don't really know much about healthcare insurance, but my employer and my coworkers were very nice and understanding.
In the first 30 to 90 days of employment with Target, I think what really can set somebody up for success is the accessibility to resources. We have created a process that is completely team member led. Through that process, they're assigned a business partner that will work with them. So whether it's a neurodiversity need, whether it's a physical need, visible or non-visible, we have accommodation support to take them from day one.
Securing a job offer and succeeding at the job are two completely different battles.
From a leadership standpoint, it is about coaching and mentoring and understanding each individual on your team and where their strengths are and where their challenges lie, and never asking someone to disclose, but just asking, how can I help? Or it looks like you're having a little bit of difficulty here. Is there something that I can do to make this better? Or offer suggestions and never shame.
What looks like maybe a performance issue may actually be a support issue.
Peer mentor is really there to help navigate the corporate culture, which the students probably haven't been exposed to that much.
They were okay helping me getting more comfortable in my new position and helping me navigate my way through the system of the company.
Receiving the support that I needed influenced my performance in a major way.
For leadership to create safety and trust, you have to be able to walk the walk with how you show up every day as a leader.
Being able to experience people leaders that are familiar with how to engage with neurodiverse individuals, or if they may not have one on their team or have not had a close relationship with one in their lives, still come with an open mind and an open heart to the job that they do every day, and have the ability to be able to bring people together of all different personality archetypes.
I think belonging, especially in the workforce, is safety. True psychological safety. So you have to be a manager or a leader that speaks about inclusion, because that's the only way your team members will want to open up and want to accept that trust and that safety. I think education around neurodiversity is extremely important because I don't think there's enough yet.
First, you have to educate people on what is neurodiversity. What does that look like in the workplace? What is that going to look like as a team member, as a manager? What does that look like for you? And how can you be best supported?
Without education around neuro-inclusive hiring practices, you can't create a supportive and welcoming environment for all candidates and for all employees. You can't hire or retain what you don't understand.
Education enables people with the tools to help build out that corporate culture. And that goes beyond accessibility, because we're really just valuing you for your skills, however you show up.
So these 5 components create a shared framework, something that students, professionals, and employers can all use. It's not about getting it perfect. It's about having direction and alignment and knowing what's possible. This is what inclusive employment can look like, and what more of it could be if we speak the same language.
I think a strong coordinated effort between disability services and career services looks like having a shared vision and we're speaking the same language.
If all of us are in the same room, they have 4 different sources that are in their corner for their success.
It feels good to pass on my know-how to younger neurodivergent people who are about to enter the world that I'm in, and I don't want them to struggle the same way I did.
In order for this change to cascade and feed itself through business processes, it will take time, but when it works, it works.
I would say any company that wants to start or engage in any type of neurodiversity program, that UConn Center for Neurodiversity has built out a phenomenal blueprint, already working with different corporations, different universities, and if you want to start off slow and grow from there, is the best way to do it.
The focus on inclusive employment is growing rapidly. More and more companies are understanding the strategic value of including this incredible talent in their workforce. And employers, let this framework help guide you as you embark on building systems informed by this talent community, but which work better for all individuals. We now have a shared definition of what good looks like, so let's go build it.